You're with the Breaker-Leggers, and we're backstage at the National Theatre.
About to head into the Dorfman Theatre for the brand new play, Mosquitoes.
So stay tuned to find out how many legs,
Whether it's break a leg
or leg it. Before you go any further,
to make sure you've always got your finger on the theatrical pulse,
for theatre news, reviews and interviews,
hit that subscribe button now.
So Mosquitoes, a brand new play, Dorfman space. What do we know about this?
Written by Lucy Kirkwood, who also wrote the kind of lauded and award-winning Chimerica.
Also The Children.
Yeah, more recently.
At the Royal Court.
We saw that, and you can catch our review just here.
So she's pretty good stuff, Lucy Kirkwood.
She's on the up and up, and she's landed in the National with this brand new play. Play is being directed by the artistic director of the National Theatre, Rufus Norris.
Okay, now Rufus has done some good stuff.
Yeah, Threepenny Opera
and
London Road.
And some not so good stuff.
And by not so good stuff, we mean monumental turkeys like Wonder.Land.
Which wasn't good at all.
Was not good is an understatement.
Okay, so musicals aren't his thing, but
no.
Hopefully plays are.
Yep, it tells the story of two sisters who are polar opposites in personality and ambition, but have to come together following a family tragedy.
Okay, so two sisters, you say?
Two sisters.
Okay, anyone in the cast we know about?
I don't know, just like there's a called Olivia Williams. She's
Olivia Williams.
Yeah, RSC, got some wonderful credits, classically trained, beautiful.
Okay.
And a little known British actress called Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman.
Olivia Colman.
Now she is like acting goddess.
Yes. Broadchurch.
It's a big one. Been huge.
Yep.
Series after series of that.
Jonathan Harvey's Beautiful People, which I don't know if everybody saw, but is fantastic, and she is phenomenal in that.
She is pretty much theatre legend. Well, I say
theatre,
TV legend.
Yeah, this is her first real foray into, and she has done some stage work before, but I think since her profile got raised really high, this is kind of a return to the stage for her with a brand new profile. I wouldn't be surprised if we were saying Dame Olivia Colman.
Oh,
not too long
could be
from
on the
now.
list.
She could be.
Is she on the list?
On the list.
So that's pretty exciting stuff.
Really is.
Okay. Well, how long is this?
This is around 2 hours 50, so quite a long one, with a 20-minute interval. So we're going to catch you again then.
We've come to the interval of Mosquitoes here at the Dorfman space at the National Theatre, which means it is time for the Breaker-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown. Go!
What do you think so far?
So far it's really good. It's a really modern piece. It's ever so current. The relationships are really strong. Some very strong characters. Olivia Colman, don't give any spoilers, but so far she's just great. She's a genius. What do you think?
Yeah, this is vintage Colman. I absolutely love her. I love anything with a scientific edge. The last two plays we've seen of Lucy Kirkwood, she's kind of got this scientific apocalypse type mentality, and it's carrying on here. Characters are beautifully developed and lots of suspense going. We've come to the end of Mosquitoes here at the National Theatre, Dorfman Space. So what did you think of that?
I really liked it. It's a very modern piece. It sounds a bit strange, but it's quite strange that we get to see real modern pieces of theatre, and this was a very modern piece of theatre, written with two very strong characters, two female leads, which were played phenomenally well. It's quite long. Was it 2 hours and 50 minutes with an interval? Which is
so about
quite
2.5 hours in total, which usually a play formula is an hour, maybe slightly over, then a break, then another hour. So this in total had another half an hour on it. Yet for me, it whizzed by. I was engaged throughout.
That's what I was going to say. At no point was I thinking, "Oh, come on, guys, this is getting." I was a bit like, when it came to the interval, I was like, "Oh, it's the interval. Oh, it's the end now." So it moved extremely well. I was thoroughly engaged throughout. How about you?
Yeah, beautiful, as Nathan mentioned, modern in every respect. Staging techniques, great use of projection, which we see more and more recently, but here it felt totally fitting, very fitting with the piece and the futuristic kind of motifs that it explored as a piece. It's set around the Large Hadron Collider at CERN. That is where one of the characters works, and one of the other characters, as most of us, struggles to understand. Yet this collision of intellects comes together and is beautifully thought out. I keep saying this, it's a vintage year for female parts.
It is. I feel sorry for any female out there because the competition is fierce and these performances were pretty solid.
Yeah. We've said both Olivia Williams is lesser known than Olivia Colman, but what an actress, you know.
She was great.
She was totally believable. Both of these characters, the chemistry between the two of them and what they brought to the stage in terms of presence and believability was some of the best examples of a real life family member relationship that I've seen acted out.
Yeah, I think the play on it is obviously one of the main characters is a scientist working at CERN, the Large Hadron Collider, and she's very stable, and yet the other sister is the chaotic side, and each of them, the stable and chaotic side, were playing so well off each other, like you say. It was just really good to watch.
Yeah. We love the children, and Lucy Kirkwood is great at drawing out humanity. The pieces that we've seen have a lot to say about a person's feelings and emotions and the insecurities that we experience as people and the shortcomings that we all have, which are within us, and that was explored in the children and here in Mosquitoes. And I think she knows her strengths, she knows what she's good at, and she has built on that. We didn't see Chimerica, although it was really greatly received, but certainly from the children to this, I'm seeing a strength there that I hope to see again.
And also a bit of a play on science. She seems to understand her science, so you come out of it feeling quite educated as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Something that we usually Tom Stoppard is very good at that. You leave a Tom Stoppard play with a level of experience and a level of knowledge that you didn't have going into it about a variety of subjects. Although Lucy's doing a similar thing here.
Although with Tom Stoppard you almost have to work it out. You have to almost be quite intelligent to work out what the hell he's talking about. But this, I felt, was explained more on layman's terms, even though it's still quite clever.
Did you draw any parallels between this and Tom Stoppard's The Hard Problem that we saw that was here? Was there anything that's similar about it for you for that?
Well, it's talking about particles in The Hard Problem, not only The Hard Problem, in Hapgood as well. I think there's also a section where one of the characters has an enormous monologue about scientific particles and this, that and the other, and I'd say in that regard it definitely drew parallels with me in terms of that subject matter. It was like being in a science lesson,
but a fun science lesson with drama and intrigue
and projection
and
lighting and sound
and
vomiting black stuff.
Really enjoyable. Like I say, if it wasn't a vintage female part, there are probably, I can think off the top of my head, about 4 actresses that I could see picking up Best Actress in a Play Olivier Awards next year. I can't pick between them. It's like asking to pick between my children.
Yeah, I'd say both Olivias in this production, I would say, would be up for a nod.
Yeah.
I thought they're great. Olivia Colman was great. She was her timing. No apologies for her character. She just was the character. She wasn't trying. The timing was great. Delivery was great. Believability was great. She plays quite I want to say a bit of a dark character in a way, and no point did I think, God, I don't like this character. You know, you really do like her.
Yeah,
which is a bit of a skill for that part.
It is a skill, but it's also largely in the writing. She is pessimistic. Is she pessimistic?
She's very honest. She just tells it as it is.
She is very honest and almost to the point of cruelness, but she's funny, and that's the difference.
Dark comedy.
She manages to make the cruelest and snidest of remarks into a punchline.
Yeah.
And that's the skill.
I think in the wrong hands...
Can't take offence at her because she's funny.
Yeah, in the wrong hands, that character could just be a bitch.
Offensive.
And you'd think, God, she's horrific and horrible, and you just wouldn't care.
No.
But you do care.
Yeah.
For the way Olivia Colman is playing her.
She's got a great lightness of touch. She's got a great comprehension of the text. And I think we need to give some of the credit to Rufus Norris as well for staging it in such a way to allow those characters to explore the humour and to explore how they're going to use their interaction with one another. The chemistry between all of the characters was utterly believable, and I do think the director has drawn that out of them.
Yeah, it moved very well between scenes. Use of projection, as we said, use of lighting. It was performed in the round, so they were constantly moving from place to place. There was no specific set as such, so it was very much to our imagination and the interactions between them, and us using our imaginations as well.
Yeah, it didn't need set. The story is strong. The interaction between the characters is strong. When you've got a great piece of text and you've got a good script, then let that do the work, let that be the star of the show. And I feel that Rufus, with the skill of his actresses, particularly the women, has really allowed that to shine. I really enjoyed the performance of Joseph Quinn as the son, as Alice's son Luke.
Kind of like an angst teenager, unhappy with the world.
Bordering on Christopher Boone-esque Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime Asperger's, a little bit OTT, a little bit kind of very intelligent, very intellectual, but very wary and weary of the world around him. And I felt there was some touches of genius within that performance. So I think that he will go on. He will be spotted, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him popping up a few more times in the near future.
So, I bet you're wondering how many legs we're going to give this piece.
So for Mosquitoes, playing here in the Dorfman space at the National Theatre, we are going to give
4 legs for Mosquitoes.
It only just misses out on a 5, and I think the reason it does for me miss out on a 5 is there's no real sucker punch to it. There's nothing that I'm going to be taking away from this and reflecting on in 1, 2, 3 months' time. It's a fantastic night's entertainment, really well written, but it's probably going to remain in the day.
Yeah, I think it's beautifully subtle is the thing with this one. It's engaging throughout, but it's missing that magic to make it a 5. That's something. And that's not to say it isn't good. It is good.
It's really good.
It's some fantastic writing and some fantastic performances, but there's just something about it that sits more with the 4.
Yeah. If there was a lasting memory to take away or a dwelling thought to reflect on, then it would easily be a 5.
But that's what we thought.
What did you think?
Let us know.
Like,
share,
subscribe,
leave your comments below,
follow us on Twitter and send us a message.
We're the Breaker Leggers,
and we will catch you again soon. Bye!